Hey everybody, how you doing? Dash and Dave here again. Please click that subscribe button and hit that like button. Thank you very much. All right, Monday, October 31st, 2022. Happy Halloween. Rolling into town. I backed off my start times this week from 7 a.m. to 8 a.m. since the 7 a.m. experiment last week just didn't work. So back to 8 a.m. Did not work yesterday, Sunday, just took the day off. Watched a little football, watched a little racing, and just took the day off. Okay, so what's this week gonna hold? Man, last week was dead slow. I just cannot see it be any worse, I hope. Let's look at the numbers today going in. 4.93 hasn't changed. 72% acceptance rating. 97% completion rate. I like that. 97.99% on time or early, and 3,833 lifetime deliveries. All right, so what are we going to do today? First of all, I'm going to put this screenshot back up. I turned on the UberX just for shits and giggles. I think it was on Saturday. Got this offer. This is all I saw. Can somebody tell me if that's the way it is in my market, or did I need to tap on it in order to find out the particulars to the job? Because I have heard that Uber Eats and maybe even UberX and all that in some markets were hiding everything, because I'm guessing it was a poor market and a lot of people didn't take the jobs. So by just showing you very little, it got you to click on it. And then another thing I thought I'd read, that if you clicked on something like that, you started the job, and if you decline to pick up the passenger, they can give you a really poor rating for dropping them. So anybody that knows anything about Uber rideshare, chime in. Let me know what I need to know, because I really didn't find out a whole lot. Everything that I saw on YouTube, as far as screenshots, showed you something very similar to what I see on the Uber Eats, and that was, the cross streets, the pay. I don't know if that was subject to change. The mileage, yada, 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 and I saw none of that. So anyway, okay. So what do we, it's going to be a beautiful first 3 days this week. 70, 72 for the first 3 days, then we drop 20 degrees down to 50s, which is about where we're supposed to be this time of year. So what's the strategy today? I've already started Doordash and then put it into pause, the same 3 or 4 normal hotspots for this time of day. I think, just for the hell of it, I'm going to go out to the West End and start. There's that McDonald's out there, there's the Dunkin' out there, and we'll just see what happens. Let's go ahead and get to, I've got Grubhub on, and I've got Uber Eats on. I think I'll wait until I get out past the Wendy's Taco Bell zone, if you will, before I fire Doordash back up. So, I've been getting a little stale here, I think. I've been interspersing topics within my ride-alongs and all that. What do you guys and gals want to know? There's a lot out there. We've covered it a lot over and over again. I will say that yesterday, Sunday, when I had a little time on my hands, I've been meaning to do this for a long time. I put all of my large order program catering jobs onto one spreadsheet. And it was real interesting doing that. I've been meaning to do that. I've missed a few. I didn't get screenshots of all of them, so I've tried to reconcile it to the best of my ability. And we'll do that video at the end of the year when it's all said and done. But as of right now, on the large order catering program, I am just over $1,000 for the year, like $1,026, and about 34 jobs. And the average pay came out to about $34 per job. I found that very interesting. And it was like $75 per hour before taxes and expenses and all that was the average hourly rate. So amongst all the jobs. So that was fun to do. And like I said, at the end of the year, we'll look at that. Now, I've seen some videos recently, people have been talking up the large order program recently here, and I've seen some video comments and some other video content creators. Somebody asked one of them, it says, what's the percentage of the large order program in your market? And I've seen as high, somebody said as high as 30% of their job offers were LOPs. And I'm thinking, wow, I'd love to be in that market maybe. But then again, the cost of living is probably high there, but they're probably living in an area with a real heavy corporate presence. We got a little bit of corporation around here and then ISU. but you know, they hit pretty infrequent to me, and assuming that Tony's kind of spreading the wealth, I don't see them all, you know. So anyway, still $1,000, that's nothing to sneeze at. I did add Eggman to the Uber platform and had some issues. They didn't like the pictures I was taking, had to do it over and over again. That's going to be an Uber quick tip that I'm going to put out here shortly whenever I get it built. Got all the video shot for it and everything. I just need to assemble it. And yes, now that I have 2 vehicles on there, when I fired up the Uber app this morning, it asked me to confirm which vehicle I was driving. Okay, so everything's good there. All right, gonna head out in the Campstown area. I'll fire up Doordash about the time we hit about the Starbucks area in Campstown, and then we'll just kind of hang out on the west side here on a Monday. Love to pick up Cade this morning, you know, like a $20 run for Mickey D's. Haven't had Cade in a long time. All right, a little explanation on why I took this Chick-fil-A. You know, it's showing almost 7 miles from my location to the store to the customer. I'm already at 1.7 miles driving to Chick-fil-A. I was 2 miles, just a little over 2 miles away when I got this order. It's not a horrible order if you were sitting in the Chick-fil-A area, you know, right there at Panera. So it's slow, maybe not a lot of dashers out here, and I thought, okay, let's go ahead and take this one and see if maybe something gets stacked on going in the same direction from Chick-fil-A or even Panera or a McDonald's or something like that. So that's my thought process on this, plus the route that I will take versus the route that they show. I'll be able to knock off 3/4 of a mile, not a huge amount, you know, but you know, it's interesting. I mean, it's 5 1/4. This has got $2 or $3 tip on it, you know, so it's not a no tip order. I believe $2.75 is the base pay off of Chick-fil-A, so that would be, you know, $2.50 tip. So, you know, it's not a no tip order. I can't believe this one got passed around and then given to me 2 miles away. I think I got it because, believe it or not, based on the number of dashers that are out here right now, that my proximity, you know, let's say that they're all on jobs, my proximity, I was the closest. So we'll see what happens. It's probably not going to get anything tacked on, but my thought process was go ahead and take it, get an accept, and then, you know, see if something gets tacked on. Well, nothing's been stacked on, but I forgot to mention something. It's ground floor apartment. And I know that may sound a little on the shallow side or the cheap side, but hey, I walk a lot of stairs in this market and it seems to be getting worse. I already did that, you know, a couple months ago, where for a month I tracked how many flights of stairs, not flights of stairs, but, you know, what story the delivery was on in the building. And we found out there that twice as often as ground floor, you went to the second floor, and at least. And so anyway, but yeah, ground floor, so easy in, easy out. That'll take me back out to the west side. And so we're bouncing back and forth, left and right, north and south. And sometimes that's a decent little strategy, just follow the money. Well, it's 1 o'clock, 5 hours in, $18.12 and $1.68 per mile on that metric. I've been working steady, not the greatest of orders, a lot of miles, but a little bit busier than when it was really slow last week. So for a Monday, not too bad. Uber Eats has not sung in but about 1 or 2 times today, and the Grubhub cowbell, almost dead silent.
I gotta have more cowbell.
I've had a couple, but nothing spectacular. So I just dropped off that Casey's, to Aspen Dental, which is right next door, literally within about 500 feet of Wendy's. So I paused Doordash. Get away from being right there. About 10, 12 cars lined up in the drive-through, and it looks like the lobby's not open. But if the accept more, earn more is working as intended, and that is giving me fewer Wendy's order offers that will not hurt my declines and acceptance rate, then that's okay. Yeah. All right, 2 o'clock in the afternoon, been sitting here in front of Freddy's for about 10 minutes reading the news on the phone. I had a couple poor ones come through. We're looking at those. I think I'm going to get out. It's 2 o'clock. It's a slow period. Grubhub, nothing. Uber Eats, nothing. Grubhub, some poor orders. It's slow. It's still slow. A little bit better than the last few days when I said it was slow. Only made 103 so far. That's $17.22 an hour and $1.59 per mile. So it's Monday. Mondays are typically slow, but you know what? This isn't a bad one. Last week I think I was at 126, but that's because I had a cater. So anyway, gonna wrap it up. This, I don't know if I mentioned this earlier, but this is day 23 for me in the Accept More, Earn More experiment. Tomorrow is November 1. So what's tomorrow going to hold? Am I going to start up the Dasher app and the little informational bar saying that I'm getting priority? Is that going to be gone? Is it over with after just, 25 days, if you will, from the 6th to the 31st? Highly unlikely. I think it's going to continue. Of course, I don't have access to the numbers. It would be really interesting to know, like in my market here, which I've said over and over again, doesn't deserve this kind of a pilot program that's being pushed out to a lot of markets that probably don't deserve it. What are the numbers showing? And is the revenue a really good positive for, Doordash? I don't see it in my market because I think we pretty much got it taken care of. We took care of business. We got the orders delivered. Yeah, there was some, I'd talked to some restaurants and some personnel, and they said, yeah, 5 or so a week, is what I'd said before that I'd heard. And that's not really horrible. I don't know what horrible is, to be 100% honest with you. 10 a week in certain markets, I don't know. So anyway, we don't have the numbers. We don't have the data. Did this work in my market? How many clowns in my market, like myself, are playing the game? We're going to look at the numbers here in the next day or two when I get that video made, looking at September, October. September before Accept More, October Accept More, Earn More. So we'll see what those show. And like I said, there's not any really big surprises. So anyway, all right. So look at the numbers for the end of the day: 4.93, 74%. Those last 3 declines in a row just replaced 3 declines in a row in the previous one, rolling 100. So we're at 74%, 97% completion rate, 98% on time or earlier, and 3,848 lifetime deliveries. All right, go home, get out, and do it all over again tomorrow. All right, guys and gals, that's all I've got for you today. Hopefully you can take something from this video and put it to use for yourself. Thanks for coming along for the ride, and hope to see you next time.